Zara is hula hooping on this cover, along with, you see some chalk here and some fancy shoes she's wearing, because she is determined to break a Guinness World Record. She gets this idea because Zara is used to being the queen of the neighborhood, and she's a little threatened when a new girl named Naomi moves in across the street. And she isn't sure what to make of this because she's the one who usually organizes the kids into games and comes up with the rules. And all of a sudden there's someone else around who everyone else seems to like a lot and also seems to like her ideas a lot. So Zara decides that to assert her role and her place as queen, she's going to break this world record. Because everyone knows record breakers are huge and Hall of Fames are full of, famous people doing amazing things, and she wants to make sure she's one of them. So I'm going to read a little bit to you from this part where she is showing off her grandmother is actually showing off her hula hooping skills, much to Zara's amazement, as Zara's about to head outside to break the world record. And she begins after Nano, her grandmother, shows her moves. She says, "Thanks, Nano. I'm going to break the world record," I say as I head out the door. But Nano is already talking to Mama about something else. Once I'm on the driveway, I set up my water bottle, turn on some upbeat Bhangra music, start my timer, and then begin to hula hoop. I'm determined to go for 6 hours without stopping and can already see the headlines. Almost 11-year-old hula hoops for 6 hours, breaks record, and enters Hall of Fame. I feel great, and the pulsing toll from the speaker helps me get a good rhythm going. Alan comes outside wearing a jersey and holding a soccer ball a few minutes later. He gives me a nod, like I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary. Then he starts to juggle the ball with his feet. He bounces it off his knees, feet, and chest. "How many times can you do that in a row?" I ask him without stopping. "My record is 25 touches, but I'm going to get to 50. "What's the world record?" "I don't know. Some people can do it hundreds of times," Alan says. "But not kids your age." "I've seen a kid on my team juggle 100 times. "Oh, well then I guess you can keep practicing." "Thanks," Alan snorts. I don't mention that I'm about to break a record. It doesn't seem nice to rub it in, especially since the next few times Alan doesn't get more than 7 or 8 touches before dropping the ball. But then Melvin appears and wants to play, so he and Alan start to kick the ball back and forth. The hula hoop is spinning smoothly, and I hardly have to move my body to keep it in motion. Every now and then it starts to slow down, and I give it a little nudge with my hip to speed it up again. If it's this easy, I might be able to continue for 7 hours. "What are you doing?" Gloria walks to the mailbox at the end of her driveway. "Hula hooping." "Yeah, but why?" Gloria surveys my setup, puts her hands on her hips and stares at me, waiting for an answer. And although I wasn't planning on telling anyone until after breaking the record, I blurt out, "I'm going to break the world record." "Really?" Gloria crosses the street, still holding the mail she took out of the box. "Yeah, I want to be in the next Guinness World Records book." "Are you serious? That would be so amazing," Gloria shouts. As she waves her arm in excitement, some of the mail falls out of the pile and a gigantic Bed Bath & Beyond coupon lands near my foot. "Guys, you hear that? Zara's breaking a record." "Are you going to be famous?" Melvin runs over to me. Alan picks up the ball and follows him. They stand around me and watch. I start to sweat. This is suddenly much more pressure and a bigger audience than I expected. The Goldsteins' front door opens, and Naomi and Michael come outside. I take a deep breath and keep on hula hooping like before. But the sun suddenly feels a lot brighter, and as they start to head over, I taste my kebab again and fear I might throw up. My head is spinning like my hula hoop. What's happening to me? And you'll have to read to know what happens to Zara and the hula hoop. But I did want to share that this book and the hula hoop adventure and many of the things that happen to this in the story are things that I took from my childhood, from the street that I lived on. And I actually have friends named Naomi and Michael who are still very dear to me, who are the inspiration behind these characters. So the things that you do in your life every day are ingredients for stories that you can tell. And I hope you'll think about that. I also thought it would be fun to imagine what type of world record you would like to break. Maybe you could brainstorm a list of all the possibilities, of all the different types of records you think you might have a chance at, whether it's doing something the longest or the fastest or the biggest, right? Maybe it's also doing something like Naomi tries, like baking the biggest rucola in history. What would you like to do? And then maybe you could write a story about how you imagine that happening. And then maybe you could even try it out in real life. But that could be a fun thing to take the story to the next level. I also would love it if you would check out the other books in the Zara series. Zara's Rules for Finding Hidden Treasure, which includes this amazing treasure wagon you see here, which is a business that Zara comes up with when she discovers that her brand new bike is stolen and she has to raise the money to get another one. So this is a book full of adventure and mishap and funny things that go wrong. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I loved writing it. And again, taking things from my life as I was writing it. I had a wagon-based business when I was a kid. I also would love for you to read the newest book in this series, Zara's Rules for Living Your Best Life. And as you see here, all sorts of stuff on the cover by these amazing illustrations by our amazing artist, Wasana Heiko. And here, Zara is determined to make her spring break much like a camp, even though she's spending it at her grandparents' house. And they seem to like to do things like nap a lot. And Zara has other plans to make sure everyone is living their best life and having the best spring break possible. So I hope you will check out all the books in the Zara's Rules series. I hope you'll let me know what you think about them. And please write to me or send me reviews. I love hearing from readers. And I hope you have a blast reading. And I hope to talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.